Hey there, everybody! Welcome back to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the PlayStation. I am Drak. Let's get to it, shall we? So, last time we did the long walk to Mysidia. And you guys will notice that I did a little bit of cutting this time around because I went to go and get our ship. And I figured you guys did not want to do the long walk again. So yeah, our next destination from Mysidia is, now that we've dropped off the white mask, we actually need to go to I want to say a deserted island, but it's not really that deserted. We're going to a tropical island to actually go secure the black mask, which we need in order to unlock the Mysidian cave, which gives us the item we need to go into the Mysidian tower. Yeah, I know, it's complex. Welcome to Final Fantasy. But thankfully, the tropical island isn't too far from here. Plus, it actually is easier to get to Mysidia by boat than it is by foot. So, that was my bad. I apologize. Let's just face it, I was looking for a reason to use chocobos and didn't even use them. Bad Drak. And right now we are killing a bunch of Helldivers, because why not? Okay, and I think I'm actually going to make it to... Oh, okay. So, at this point, I'm actually mistaken where I'm going. And so now I need to find my way to the tropical island I need to go to. Where I was actually going was to the Mysidian Tower, thinking that I could do it that I could do it now. And unfortunately, I cannot. So, now I just need to go and find this little tropical island on the map. So I've got a long trek ahead of me. Again. But we move so much faster in the ship, so it'll be fine. So while we are making our way, one of the things that I do kind of to pad out time here is a question that I usually get is what have I been currently playing, especially since I have this ginormous list of games that I haven't finished. So, and last time I actually had quite a bit, and I don't think I finished it all, but we're going to go on to the presumption that I did. Basically, I have beaten Skyward Sword. I thought the story was very pretty, but the motion controls drove me nuts. I think I said that last part, but if I didn't, there you go. Sorry, guys. It's actually been quite a bit of time since I last recorded. I've had a lot of stuff going on, all the while doing school and things like that, but I've also had... me and my wife actually needed to make a trip out to Colorado. We were part of a wedding party, and so we went out to go see two of our friends who we actually met in WoW get married, and that was a very fun time. But when I came back, you have to do the whole catch-up routine with school and work, and I got that done, and immediately had to bounce into finals, so that's been taking up even more time. But thankfully, I was able to get around to this, even though it's kind of late in the day. That I'm actually supposed to be broadcasting, or putting this up today, and I'm running late. So I apologize, guys. I've been so consistent, and yet now I'm having a problem with consistency. Funniest thing. So yes, I beat Skyward Sword. Had my thoughts on it. I think I also mentioned to people that I had beaten Assassin's Creed 3, didn't really like it too much. I'd moved on to God of War Ascension. By the way, welcome everybody to the tropical island. This is where the Black Mask is, and again, this is going to be kind of a dungeon crawl. So yeah, I started up God of War Ascension. The last time I checked a guide on it, I think I was probably halfway through it at this point. Liking the game so far, just the story's kind of weird and weak, but I'm hoping that it turns around at some point. It's a really cool prequel story, but not really a story I think anybody needed. And that's where it's odd. Let's see. What else have I been working on? Oh, and I also got started with Batman Arkham City. I'm enjoying the heck out of that game so far. It was really fun to start out that game as Bruce Wayne and then finally get the suit. And the cat... I've heard that the Catwoman segments aren't really all that fun, but I've had fun with them. They've been interesting because they really do feel like kind of the legit Selena Kyle for me. At least like my version of it, which was at first the animated series. It felt very much like that. But I also do like the fact that, you know, there is a story to the game, but there are also little side stories with other Batman villains that you can go do, and it's your choice. So maybe at some point, if I actually finish out the main story, I actually would take on some of the side stories, just to see what other villains are in the game. Don't know yet. I'm kind of weird on that concept. I would really like to just cruise through the main story but here's the thing. I'm also willing to try out the DLC for it. I think it's called Harley Quinn's Revenge. Yeah, I think I actually did want to try that out, so I think it's worth a shot to go try out all the other side stories. But I'm not very far in that. The last time I checked a guide, I was maybe a quarter through. Let's see, what else have I picked up? Oh! This will be appropriate since we're playing a Final Fantasy game. Since I beat Skyward Sword, I actually kind of wanted to take on another Final Fantasy game, and it just so happened that I hadn't taken on 13.2 yet. So I just barely started that. I'm not very far into it, but I am enjoying it thus far. It's refreshing to go back to that universe, but at the same time it's kind of weird in the fact that it's, at least in the combat, where they try to stick to the same principles that made that game good, but at the same time improve it, if that makes sense to you guys at all. It's kind of weird. And so I like the improvements to it, because it makes the combat feel a little bit more fluid than some of the battles in the game felt later on. But it's still, I mean, I can kind of get where a lot of people have the complaint of it doesn't really fix a lot of the problems. It still feels very, very linear, where this doesn't bug me. I know it bugs a lot of other people, to which I'm sorry. I was actually kind of surprised that I was actually able to play as Lightning in the first segment. I really thought they would have started us off with Sarah and I'm probably gonna murder his name, Noel Kreis. I thought they were going to start off that way, but the opening tutorial was Lightning. So it was really cool to be watching that combat sequence and learning how to use the combat system, even though I knew what I was doing. It's not like it was rocket science from the first Final Fantasy 13, but it's a good game. I'm still very excited to see what this game has in store for me. So I'm not gonna bash it just yet. Trying to think of any other games I've picked up. Oh, people might want a Dragon Warrior update. There kind of isn't one. I'm sorry, guys. I barely got. I think her name is Nana, and I've been leveling her up so that I can cruise through the game a little bit more. But that's been kind of a long process because I don't want to. When it comes to grinding, I don't, pardon my French, half-ass it. I don't want to do that at all. So I have been very careful about how to approach things and have just decided, okay, I'm going to get Nana up as much as I can and then start cruising through the game again. So hopefully I'm pretty close. Let's see. I'm actually looking at my list right now of stuff that I play during the week. A lot of it is just because me and the Shadow Blazer are getting ready for the summer, and we've actually got some big stuff in store. Starting not in May, but starting in June. And so you guys will be excited about that. I've also been very busy trying to get some other things off the ground on this channel, which I'm very happy to announce will be coming soon. One of which is going to be a... well, I've been doing college this semester. I've actually been doing my own... Since I'm a radio production student, I've been doing a radio broadcast, and I've been saving the audio so that I can make a podcast out of it. Well, the way that it kind of works is that in order for me to get an RSS feed, I need to have at least 10 episodes available before iTunes will consider it. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, since, you know, I do have some really good material, I'm going to find a way to post it up on this channel. And it's where me and, oddly enough, 2 other YouTube producers, they actually do, they're reporters for my college's newspaper, but at the same time they have their own YouTube channels. One of which is youtube.com/Studio Phantasma, and it's Romney's Reviews. He's been the movie reviewer for the Globe for a long time, and so I brought him on just because he's good. He's a good reference to be able to go to movie stuff. The only thing that I kind of regret with Romney is we haven't been able to bring him into the first little bit, which is the tech hour, just because he has a class before then. So maybe in the summer we'll see him a little bit more in the tech hour, and we can discuss more tech with him. And then also Aldo Gomez, who is the game reviewer for the Globe. He has a YouTube channel by the name of Anime I can't talk today. Anime Overdub ES, and I've seen a lot of his work, and it's funny. You know, it's either they do commentary, or at some point I think he's even discussed that they're just going to do like dub and put stupid stuff in there, and I'd actually like to see the dubs. I've been watching what was it? I think he did an Attack on Titan one, and then the other one that I looked into was Toradora, which was weird. But Aldo and his partner made that enjoyable. So yeah, I'm probably going to be bringing that to the channel so you guys can hear that podcast, which is called Geek News, Reviews, and Opinions. Gee, do you wonder what we talk about in it? If you wonder, then I think you failed. I'm sorry. You need to go back to start. You don't get to collect 200 gamer dollars. The other thing, too, I'm going to keep kind of quiet about, but one of the things that the Shadow Blazer and I have gotten on our channel is when are we actually going to start playing some current games? And by current, I mean less than 5 years old. Like, a lot of the stuff we're doing is very, very old at this point. So, I have heard you, where our schedule is kind of set. I think we're going to take on some of the newer stuff over on my channel for the Drak and Shadow fans, and we've got a nice little twist in the meantime. And that's what I'm going to keep quiet on. And we are just making our way through the tropical island. I think we're about halfway or almost there. I might be wrong. Oh, and I actually just barely thought of 2 other games that I had played. People wonder, you know, when I actually get to current stuff. I did, because I had to write up some reviews, and those will go up somewhere. I actually took on... Let's see, I've talked about Strider everywhere, and I'm enjoying the heck out of that game, even though I'm not finished. Let's see. One of the most recent ones I took on was the, since I am a Blizzard fan, I took on the Diablo expansion, Reaper of Souls. And I enjoyed the heck out of that game, but I will say that from my perspective... Oh, looks like we were more than halfway through, because there's the boss. There's a giant rhino on our way. Okay. It's the Gigan Rhino. And he's the Guardian of the Black Mask, in case you didn't know. So here we go. We are taking on the Gigan Rhino, and let me finish my thought here. Reaper of Souls is a great expansion in the fact of gameplay. Its story, I will say right now, and Diablo fans don't murder me or, you know, let me have my opinion here. The story is kind of weak compared to the first one. It just, to me, it didn't feel as epic as Diablo 3 did. And here's the thing. I've only played pieces of Diablo 1 and 2. Never beat them. So it's not that I hated them or anything like that, but I have a Windows 7 machine, and they just don't run very well on it. But I took on Diablo 3 and enjoyed the crap out of it. Reaper of Souls, I enjoy the gameplay, and the new class, and the new systems. The story I just felt was a little weak. Think of that what you will. But I enjoyed the heck out of that game. I'm still kind of playing it here and there on the adventure mode. I'm trying out, since I found out you can level a character from 1 in the adventure mode, and having real fun with that, because I don't care what anybody says. You know, I took the new class and leveled from Act 1 all the way into Act 5, and then I decided to level up a new character just to try out the adventure mode and see how fast you level. I can guarantee you level faster in the adventure mode. And it's not as numbingly monotonous as running through the campaign over and over and over again. It's actually got something to look forward to. And I can run it at my pace, so if I don't want it as difficult on one day, I can do that. And then the other game that I did take on was Episode 3 of The Wolf Among Us. I know I've talked about The Wolf Among Us in past episodes, both here and on Drak and Shadow, but Episode 3, A Crooked Mile, just barely came out, I want to say a couple of weeks ago. Came out while I was in Colorado. And, okay, I thought Episode 2's ending was really, really cool. Episode 3... holy crap, that just kind of took... It really kind of took an all hope is lost kind of concept towards endings. And it was totally worth it. And makes me want to go just experiment even more with it. Because when I usually play The Wolf Among Us, I have 3 save files. One is my way of doing things. And when I say my way, it's how I would approach things and make the decisions as Big B. Then my second file is Goody Two Shoes. I literally... It won't let you call it that, but I call it Goody Two Shoes. And it's just all the good decisions that I could possibly do. And, you know, see where that takes me. And then I do the pain in the butt kind of difficult, or where I make every negative decision. I tear people's arms off, I kill people, you know, that's the way it goes, just to see how that changes the story up. And I gotta say, the most enjoyable that I've actually had is my way. Because going just both sides doesn't entertain me as much as just making the decisions and going kind of gray on the matter. I'm just saying this is how I would do things if I were in Big B's shoes. And the story has just been awesome, and people might be wondering if I'm going to comment on the fact Laura Bailey's in it. Yes, Laura Bailey's in it. I'm excited. I liked her role in it. Even though it's very minor. I would like to see her do more work in this, but that's me. I'm biased. And I do wholeheartedly recommend The Wolf Among Us to people. If you are a fan of point-and-click adventure games, or another good example is if you have played Telltale's The Walking Dead series, go try out The Wolf Among Us, just for the heck of it. Pick it up, see what you think. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Okay, we are actually on our way back from the tropical island to Mysidia. And people might notice that I kind of cut. It was just because I thought I took a wrong turn somewhere and I did not. So thankfully, we are on our way back to Mysidia to learn where to take the Black Mask. Ow. These things hurt. They hurt my feelings. That's okay. That's why I have Gus. Gus can avenge me. And so can Maria. Here, you gonna pick on me when I took out your other two friends? I think not, sir. Woohoo! We got that taken care of. Okay, so we are continuing to make our way to Mysidia. Yep, I'm really close. Again, it's just I thought I took a wrong turn somewhere, and I did not. But in the meantime, I'm going to cheer people up. And then get attacked again. Because that's what happens. Woohoo! They're all giant brains. Brains. That don't have that much HP, because I'm just running through them. Woohoo! Now, for the record, I actually haven't heard anybody say that I needed to take out the random encounters as much as I do. So here's the way I'm going to kind of do it. Is, if I think it's going to detract from the part, I will start taking away from them. But, obviously, you're still not going to have grinding in there. And I will try and make these things a little bit faster for this game as well as in the future. Because, you know, random encounters happen, and they're not always the funnest, the most fun thing. I really can't talk today, guys. Just ought to show you how busy I've been. I've just been playing catch-up, and this is where I'm at. I can't talk for nobody. But hopefully as we get more into the summer, I'll be able to give more game updates. I know I'm frustrating the Dragon Warrior fans because I'm not picking up too fast enough, but it really is just because I don't have time. So if I can get enough time freed up in my schedule, then I will go into Overhaul with it and get all these games done. This is usually around that time when I do, just because in summer I can't really take that many classes, so I do whatever work I can and then maintain Drak and Shadow as well as this channel. Oh, and also to the people who have enjoyed our Sonic Boom stuff, tune in tomorrow. I think you're going to like what we have in store for that. We're going to be covering, since while I was in Colorado, Nintendo Direct happened. We're going to cover the results of that, and to the people who are dissatisfied with a certain character in that lineup, you might not like it, because I have a few things to say. I'm not going to say them again here, because I've said them everywhere. Maybe I will after the thing airs, but it's basically a certain Zero Suit character, and how I think she's getting kind of a bum rap in the media right now regarding a certain game of hers, and that people need to get off her back. Yep, that's all I'm giving you. I know one guy's gonna be there, sitting there. What, you're not willing to tell us? You're just gonna send us over to the Drak and Shadow channel? Yep, because I'm kind of done talking about it. It's not that I don't love you, it's that I'm done talking about it. Alright, so we are back in Mysidia. Now here's the thing to keep in mind. We actually do not take the Black Mask here. We will actually be taking the Black Mask to a cave nearby Mysidia to get the item we need to cross over into the Mysidian Tower. But we're just going to make a quick stop here at the inn and take care of whatever else we can. But I actually think that is going to be it for this week. So in the meantime, next week we will be making our way to the Mysidian Cave to place the Black Mask and get the item that we need. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching this Let's Play of Final Fantasy II. I am Drak, and we'll see you next week.